It's episode 2 of the 6th season at Leeds United. We have our first competitive of sorts game of the season today. We start with the game against Manchester City in the Community Shield. Our chance to win our first silverware of this season, after of course winning the FA Cup last year. We will then have Tottenham a week after that. Not the easiest start to the season. However, we might well be strengthening yet further between now and then. Obviously, in the last episode, we brought in Erling Braut Haaland. I asked you guys whether I should or should not sell Augustin or Viejo. The general consensus is to sell both, so I shall be selling both. Also, some comments quite rightly saying, actually, to be fair, that I shouldn't really sign anyone from Manchester United because of the rivalry between the two sides, so I'm going to remove Diaz and Daniel James from that shortlist. Now, moving Viejo on means I'm going to need a centre-back. Moving Augustin on means I'm going to need a striker. I do have some obvious suggestions here. It's an obvious suggestion with regards to someone that I should sign, but the utilisation of him in the squad is slightly outside the box, shall we say. So, centre-backs, we have Saliba, Todibo, Demiral, Reece Oxford, and this guy just supposedly has incredible physical stats, so I'm intrigued as a regen that's 6'2". Leander Dendoncker was suggested as someone that could play both centre mid and CDM. He's 29, but we'll wait and see. Maybe I could sell Joe Riedewald to bring in Leander Dendoncker, perhaps, depending on finances. Now, this is the outside of the box suggestion. Tyler Adams at CDM to move Calvin Phillips to the bench as someone like Dendoncker that could play CDM or centre-back. Meaning that Tyler Adams would strengthen our central midfield. He'd certainly be better than Calvin Phillips, even though he's similar in rating. And then Calvin Phillips would fill the squad role that we need for CDM and for centre-back. Meaning I would not be able, or would not need to sign an out-and-out centre-back. And if we needed them to, then the youngsters could fill that void. That's something I'm considering still. Something I think I would like to do, considering Tyler Adams looks incredible and I haven't used him ever, I don't think, in career mode. With regards other roles, scouting Giovanni Reina and Pedri as wingers, but I'm still very unsure as to whether I'm going to do anything there. With regards to backup striker, Jonathan David was suggested. If he wasn't at Juventus, I'd have said yes. Obviously, we've already signed Marlon and Erling Braut Haaland as strikers from clubs that it's not overly realistic for us to have done that. So I wouldn't really like to sign a third striker to the club without being a Champions League team. I kind of stretched it with Marlon and really stretched it with Haaland, but we wanted to get him into the club. So that's why that was done. Also had a suggestion for Fabio Silva. Only 2-star skill moves for him. I don't know anything about him, though. I'm curious to see if he's any good. Timothy Weah obviously used to grow quite well in career mode. I don't know whether he still does. We are, of course, looking for a backup striker, so not someone that's going to be amazingly high rated. Abel Ruiz is a young Spaniard who's also at Juventus, but if he's one of their backup players, then I could realistically perhaps draw him away. Ben Brereton as an Englishman who could fill the void. Jesus Ferreira is a striker or centre mid or cam. 5'8" though, so I'd probably utilise him at cam and maybe move Tyler Roberts slightly further forward to striker. It was mentioned in the comment section that he of course can play at striker. Djibril Patier was someone that we passed up the opportunity to buy earlier on in the save as a regen, but quite rightly, and thank you for doing the extra research, finding out his name. I apologise. Actually, no. Let me do the extra research and find your name in the comment section because you went to the lengths of finding him. Josh Evans. Thank you, Josh, for your dedicated detective work. I appreciate that very much indeed. Also got Alexander Isak here. I don't know how well he grows anymore. Mateus Cunha could be a good option if he's grown well. And we've still got Callum Hudson-Odoi as a potential wide option if we decide to go down that route, but I'm leaning away from that at present. So, player returns from injury, that's good news. Hopefully that's Ben White. Brandon Cooper, a loan offer. We're going to reject that loan offer there. And please be Ben White. Ben White's back to play in the first team. Wunderbar! Right, now what I wanted to do was sort the training modules out. I meant to do that between recording episodes 1 and 2. I haven't, so let me go and do a Brandon Cooper related training regime. Right, regime made. Brandon Cooper is in there, as well as the left back Price, who's actually 6'7" and better used at centre back Price. So we do, to be fair, have good options as ultra backups in the centre back role, but for Europa League games, for FA Cup games, I'm going to need players that are slightly higher still, I think. So I'm quite happy with the way things are going to progress, provided that we are able to get Vallejo and Augustin out. It looks like we're going to get to, or maybe not, a transfer for Alain Saint-Maximin. No, Paris Saint-Germain, go away. So we'll see if we can get Vallejo or Augustin out before the game against City. If we can't, we shall play with the squad that we have. Doucouré wants to play, apparently. Sorry, Abdoulaye, there are bigger games ahead, my man. I could even, if I sign Tyler Adams and drop Calvin Phillips to the bench, I could even sign or sell Doucouré to raise extra funds as well. So we do have a number of options at our disposal. It's time for Erling Braut Haaland's first game played with by me. Now, there's been some calls to give him the number 17. We'll do all we can to win against Manchester City. There's been, as I say, calls to give him the number 17. So that's what he has at Dortmund, so I will do that. We're building a winning team. There's still plenty more to be done in the window. Thank you very much. It's typical that now we haven't had any bids for Augustin, now that I actually want to sell him. But let's... What are you... Oh, 13 is his current kit number. 17. There you go, Erling. Right. It's time for him to make his debut, or official competitive debut. And it's time for Manchester City to try and beat us at Wembley, which hopefully they won't do. Oh, everybody's undefined in that view. That could do with a patch then, couldn't it? So we'll wait and see what City's starting lineup looks like, what formation they're in, I'm not sure. And he's not a full strength, nor even close to a full strength City side. Grimshaw in goal, Otamendi as well, Cancelo involved. It's going to be quite difficult for me to be able to do these pre-match lineups, isn't it, from time to time? Let me just quickly show you it here then instead. Grimshaw in goal, Wilson, Garcia, Otamendi, Cancelo, Pozo, Doyle, Smith, Mahrez, Rodrigo, Guerra. City obviously not taking this competition that serious at all. We certainly are. My full strength starting 11 out for this. I'd like to think I'll win, considering the state of that starting 11. We shall wait and see. Renato, forward to Haaland. Looking to get an assist straight away with the man he's replaced in the starting lineup. Oh, eventually Marlon did get the shot away. If he'd have got the shot off just that fraction earlier, then maybe... Oh, on earth have you not gotten to that, Calvin? Then maybe we might have just... Oh, yes, Renato. We might have just taken a 1-0 lead there. Tyler Roberts looking for Haaland. Going to get it on his left if I can. Shot was blocked by Smith. Devastated there, Haaland. Cross to come in from Alain Saint-Maximin from the corner. And he's decent. Joao Cancelo heads away. Tomori down. Renato, sharp turn. Get the pass off if you can, which you cannot. Hakimi, his debut for me as well, actually. Should point out. Achraf Hakimi. Maybe get an assist for him. Saint-Maximin, yes! It is an assist for Achraf Hakimi. We do lead by a goal to in the 11th minute. Vamos! Pozo. Big switch over to Riyad Mahrez. Just keeps it in. And drills it into the middle as well. And Rodrigo scores a brilliant header. Well, that wasn't part of the script. When I saw two defenders underneath that, I very much expected them, one of them, to win that header. Ben White's there, as is Hakimi, and it's Rodrigo that wins the header somehow. Right, well done, Rodrigo. City back in it then. Maybe this isn't going to be as one-sided as we thought it might be, provided we allow them the opportunities on goal, which hopefully we won't do from now on. Doyle, forward to Rodrigo. Trying to get an interception in, but can't. Doyle will find Wilson around the corner. Pozo, Guerra, Smith. Oh, Tomori. Good block by Ben White. Wait, Tomori to put a foot in there. He's just run around him. Saint-Maximin is there. Tyler Roberts in the middle. Go on then, all lad. Away you go. Go on, lad. Oh, Otamendi hauls him to ground. Rather dramatic fall from Erling Braut Haaland, but a straight red card for Nicholas Otamendi. Haaland's having his say. Definitely a foul. He's full on, like, leaning, reaching, holding on to him. That should have been 2-0. That's really frustrating that we haven't been able to make it 2-0, but we might yet still get the opportunity on goal. We thought we were going to get there. Calvin Phillips. Renato. There's Malacia. Down the line there is Donyell Marlon, who spun brilliantly. Look for... Oh, man in the middle, and I can't get it to him. Well, City down to 10 men. Not only were they a weakened 11, but now one of their most senior players and most experienced players has gone and gotten himself sent off. So I'd like to think that we really will win this now. Oh, and Tyler Roberts comes very close to giving us a 2-1 lead. Smith. Forward there to Riyad Mahrez. Longley has gone to Juventus, apparently. There was a couple of other big transfers as well, actually, that I only noticed right at the last minute when recording, or when editing, actually, yesterday's video. I think Neymar has moved. I might have to double check that, but I think Neymar has moved. Space for Alain Saint-Maximin. This is what happens, lads, when you get a man sent off and you... Oh, balls off, screwed it up. And you don't do anything about it, tactically or defensively. I should be 2-1 up. I'm not, because I'm a moron. But, you know, sometimes morons persevere and prevail, and I shall try and do that here today. Nice tackle by Phillips. Saint-Maximin. He's got Hakimi on the outside. Tyler Roberts there centrally. Try and flick that round the corner. Right, Saint-Maximin surely now will finish this. Give me a break. Marlon through the gap. Haaland was onside. Erling Braut Haaland buries it. Thank you. Goal on debut for the new boy. Assist on debut as well for the other new boy earlier on in Hakimi. 2 very good signings. Hopefully we can add some more to that by the end of the day. Finally, we are in front again. And Marlon, oh, it's Joao Cancelo even. Marlon's the one that I'm in control of. Well done, Ches. Inside to Mahrez. Oh, Riyad, you need to calm down. As does Joao Cancelo, actually. Please stop. Ben White clears that away, but only as far as Doyle. Thankfully, he's given that straight to Renato. And Jarrod Bowen is off the bench here and could have a part to play of his own. Almost said of his own there. Haaland. Here he is. For 3. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, not for 3. Oh, bloody hell. I think he had too much shot power for his own good there. Perhaps I need to not put quite so much behind it next time. To Tyler again. Plenty of men around me. Oh, that'd be a lovely ball through if Marlon could have gotten to it. 2-foot the keeper in the face there, I think. Win that, please, Renato. Well up. Donyell will get to that first. Should be pretty straightforward here. Now that we are 3-1 up. Oh, I asked him to shoot and he's just stumbled into the ball. I've not had much luck in front of goal today, have I? Thankfully, we're still going to get the victory. But hopefully, for the remainder of the season, our fortune in front of goal fares slightly better than it did today. We could quite easily have scored 5 or 6 here. And I'm really annoyed myself for not actually being able to do that. But never mind. Leeds 2, Manchester City 1. We will lift another piece of silverware. Thanks in no small part to Pep Guardiola fielding a minimal team. And also, Nicholas Otamendi getting himself sent off. Ben White lifted... Was it Ben White that lifted? Oh, no, it was Ben White that lifted the Premier League. The FA Cup, wasn't it? After Tyler Roberts scored the goal. And Ben White will lift another trophy. Although this time it was Alain Saint-Maximin and Erling Braut Haaland on his unofficial debut that scored the goals. Actually had almost 60% possession there, City. I'm surprised they didn't do more. Although they didn't really have much up top, did they, other than Rodrigo? Only 2 shots for them all told. Nothing could have prevented this victory. We're superb. I put the team first. Bollocks to Jean-Kevin Augustin. He's leaving the club. Time to focus on the next match. First game of the Premier League season against Tottenham. But will anything happen in the transfer window between now and then? That is the question. Continuing to train Engel. Someone actually challenged me to do a rainbow flick with Engel in the at some point in the season, which I could do because he's got 5-star skills. Now, yes, Neymar to Manchester City. I hadn't realised it was City that he'd gone to. Longley, 103.2 million to Juventus. Luca Hernandez from Bayern to PSG. Neymar to Manchester City. Neymar to Manchester City. A 32-year-old, 88 rated Neymar. Oh, and Gabriel Jesus has gone to Barcelona. Jesus, there are some huge deals going through in this window. Transfer for Viejo, 26 million. Just going to accept. I'm not going to try and push for too much more. I almost certainly won't get too much more considering he's on the transfer list. No, not Saint-Maximin. Someone now bid for Augusta. Don't tell me we're going to go through all this, get bids for him. I reject them, waiting for you guys to make the final decision. And aha! 40.7. Oh, Manchester United. Now, I said I wouldn't buy anyone from Manchester United. I'm slightly apprehensive that if I reject this, I won't get any more bids for Augustin. So if I can get a lot of money from Manchester United, I will. It's not unbeknownst to the history that Manchester United haven't bought anyone from. Oh, I can't turn that down either. It's not out of the realms of possibility for Manchester United to buy someone from Leeds, but certainly the other way around is a no-go. Atal, you're facing tough competition to make the starting lineup, is what I'll say, because you are. Right, so hopefully those deals will go through, and then we can sign Tyler Adams and a striker. Qualifying is essential for the Champions League this year. Given the close call against Manchester City, we have proven tactics, I hope. We certainly will be adding to the side. I just need to make sure that we have the money to do so, which hopefully now we should do. Tottenham at home coming up next then, our first game of the Premier League season. Right, Tottenham then. Praise the Lord for Premier League graphics. Not the keeper you would have expected though. Oh, Diallo at left back as well. Tashin Oakley-Booth along with Harry Winks. Maura, Ali and Sessegnon with Timo Werner up top. Some of those youngsters might have grown very well, like Oakley-Booth, but I'm not sure. It is the opening day of the Premier League. I would have expected them to be stronger than that. I mean, they're still very strong, don't get me wrong. But could they have been stronger? I'm not sure. We'll try and isolate Diallo actually at left back because I'm not sure he's going to be too cut out for the pace of Alain Saint-Maximin. Wait and see. I don't know whether I'm cut out for the pace of Timo Werner, to be fair. Donyell Marlin, Tyler Roberts. Oh, this could be a really good goal. No, why has it gone back to Renato? I didn't want that to go to Renato. Oh, it still would have been a very good goal had it gone in though. Win that header, please, someone. They haven't. Get to it first, please. Lucas Moura, just anywhere will do for him. Fouled from behind there, Tyler Roberts, by Harry Winks. Yellow card brandished early doors to the Tottenham captain for the day. Oh, actually, I committed to playing that pass, then saw Lucas Moura close me down. Tyler nicely to Renato. Orlan is there. Can we bend that? Can we head that? We can do both, but we can't score. Aurier. Nice tackle by Malacia. And now Aurier is out of position, and Donyell Marlin will isolate you. Nice pass. Haaland. Oh, I wanted to score with him on his Premier League debut. I wanted to do it. I had options there, but I got greedy. Can he win this header? Yeah, he can. Still can't head on target, though. Oakley-Booth. DeVries. Working it about well here. Sessegnon. Oh, nicely intercepted by Hakimi. Diallo's given it away. Said he might be a weak link for them. Oh, look for... Oh, no! Anderson, what an interception. Superb defending from the Tottenham Hotspur man to deny us a 1-0 lead. Oh, would have been gorgeous if we could have crossed that all the way over there and buried it. Out there to Lucas. Side to Dele. And Winks. Tottenham dangerous at the start of the second half. Sessegnon has options. One of which is to give it to Tomori in the middle. Diallo gets to that first though. Here's Oakley-Booth. Winks again. More options for him. Give me that. Yes, Ben White. Lovely interception. Liverpool have gone 2-0 up against Bournemouth. So you would imagine that it was Vinicius that scored that goal. You would imagine that that's them getting a win on the opening day. It was Manchester City, in fact, that won the league last year, wasn't it, actually? Thinking about it. Oh, of course it was. We just played them in the Community Shield because we won the FA Cup and they won the league. Well done, Cheese. Actually, it was Everton, wasn't it, that the side that came second. Actually threw the league away in the end. Everton finished second in the Premier League and second in the FA Cup, as it matters as well, because we beat them there, didn't we? Sessegnon, where are you going? Give me. It's going to be a corner for Tottenham here just for the hour mark. Lucas Moura goes off. Sessegnon will deliver and does so well. Tyler Roberts has also defended well too. Hakimi will try and get to that. Oakley Booth will go back down the line there to Sessegnon. He's going to go back again. He might do. No, Calvin's trying to get it off him but can't. Diallo. Give me that. Yes, Renato. Determination. Right, Saint-Maximin. Oh, I tried to do a McGeady spin just to get away from Winks and it didn't quite work. I might have to make a substitution sooner rather than later. I'm definitely going to. Haaland is tired. Let's bring Patal on. I will move Marlon up top. And Saint-Maximin across to the right. Actually, do I make a change in midfield as well? I think it might be time to see Jamie Shackleton for the first time this season. Come on, JB. You've been superb for me throughout this save, even though your rating still isn't that high. Do it for me again, please. Haaland could still have a part to play here. If he can get that under control, which eventually he does. Renato is arriving here. Look to play the 1-2, but the pass is inaccurate. 25 minutes to go. Still 0-0 at Ellen Road. But I would, rather obviously, Michael Owen, still like a winner. Tyler Roberts clean through. If we can get him away from Stefan de Vrij, which we can. Renato Sanchez is arriving. Some of these blocks. What a stop. What a stop from Stefan de Vrij. I just tried to roll that into the bottom corner, which should have been pretty straightforward enough. Guerrero's turned me there. And again, but he's done a little bit too much, I think. It's been quite an entertaining end-to-end flowing game, considering there haven't been any goals in it. There still could be, though. So, totally booth and nearly caught him there. Ben White intercepts. All right, come on, lads. Can we get this goal to go in front, please? Come on, Erling. Get to that first. You've done well. Now, score us a match winner on your Premier League debut. You know, good save. Saint-Maximin isn't going to get to that first. We will have the time for substitutes, but rather nowhere near as much time as I would have liked for them to actually make the difference. Well, Jean-Kevin, you have 3.5 minutes remaining, presumably, if you agree contract terms, as a Leeds United player. Can you score us a winning goal before you go anywhere? I had to, just for finishing that particular commentary piece off. I had to shoot there. Tyler, oh, I just couldn't get it out of his feet. Looks like it's going to be a 0-0 draw against Tottenham. Unless they do something worldy here, which they're hopefully not going to do. No, they're definitely not. Fourier's going backwards. A 0-0 draw on the opening day against Tottenham. Some really, really good blocking from them. Particularly that Renato Sanchez one with Stefan de Vrij. That was unreal. They didn't have a single shot, but had so much of the ball that the quality of chance that I was able to create wasn't quite what I needed. That was domination from me, chance creation-wise, but they had all of the ball. No goals in the end, though. Let's see if we can get a transfer done before the next fixture, shall we? Before the start of... we'll have our ups and downs. Let's not get too harsh on a towel. Oh, Renato. Other players should follow. Funny, the ball had followed into the back of the net. Two strong defences. We should have won, but I don't want to be that harsh on the team this early on in the season. And great. That's superb then. It's not loaded properly. Let me... Oh, it has. Thank God for that. Viejo gone. So we can now sign a centre-back. We'll wait for our scout reports to come back though before... Oh, it's only... Oh my God. Are you serious? Let me try this again then. Okay, well that worked. But every time I go to Central, I genuinely don't know how to get past this. Let me reload the game. Bear with me. So I don't know how that broke, but the only way I've been able to get it to work again is to reload the save from the autosave just after the Manchester City game. So what I shall do now is continue to progress through this week as I did before. We're getting multiple offers in for Jesus Viejo again. Obviously, he now hasn't gone. And what I'll do is just set it to beginner. Oh, Brilliant. I'm not going to get a bid for Augustin now, am I? I'll set it to beginner. I'll play out a 0-0 draw against Spurs so I can at least replicate the result that I got. Whether that leads to the table looking even remotely close to how it did before, I'm not sure, but I mean, there's nothing else I could do. I genuinely don't know how to get it to work from that previous screen. So I'll see you after the Spurs game where I will get a 0-0 draw. Okay, so Tottenham game played out. 0-0 draw acquired as previously. I tried advancing via the calendar in the other save, so to speak, in the other version of the save, before I before I resorted to this. Unfortunately, that didn't work either, so... But yeah, he's going though, which is good. And it's Paris Saint-Germain that are come in for Jean-Kevin Augustin this time, which actually I probably prefer selling him to PSG than I do to Manchester United. Although I don't know, as PSG, well, to be fair, PSG have got a hell of a lot of money, but I don't know whether they'll come up as high as 6 million if he's transfer listed. They'll offer me 52.2. If they'll come up to 55, then I mean, I'll probably sell at 52.2 to be fair if they counter that again. But they'll accept 55. Great. Now, please don't screw up this time. And let's save here to continue forward. Jesus. Right, let's finish this week, get to the next game, and see what we can get done in the meantime. Viejo is gone, so I can now go and do the centre-back signing that I wanted to get done. So I do envisage me doing Tyler Adams now to move Calvin Phillips to the bench. I think that's probably a smart way to do it, to have more high-rated players at the club. I might have to renegotiate a deal with Calvin Phillips because I'm not sure he's going to be too happy about that, obviously. But we'll wait and see what happens. Right, so the scout report's back on other players. Saliba, he's not good enough. Todibo, he's not good enough. Demiral, not good enough. Reece Oxford, clearly not good enough. This guy, shit. Tyler Adams looks great. Dendonka, 82 rated. Not good enough. Reina, 74. Pedri, 81. Not good enough. David, still, we reckon, probably not going to go for him because of the whole he's a Juventus thing. Silva, he's quick, but 77 finishing is not good enough for me now. Timothy Weah, I've got enough 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed players already. Abel Ruiz looks okay. Could be an option, although I'm not sure he's going to be good enough. Ben Brereton, no. Jesus Ferreira is another 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed player. That's just going to be another no. Patia, if this were the Cambridge United RCG, I might sign him in like League One, but that's a no. Alexander Isak is going to be a maybe. And Mateus Cunha actually is a maybe too, and he has 4-star, 4-star. What are work rates like? High-low for Alexander Isak. I haven't tended to get on that well with Isak though previously. That's one thing that puts me off him. Mateus Cunha though could be very good indeed. He's stronger. He's not quite as tall, but he is stronger, and he has better balance and agility. Well, actually not agility, but definitely better balance. I think I'm going to go with Cunha. I think I'm going to get Mateus Cunha once Augustin is certainly gone. And I'm going to get Tyler Adams now. And he could be available quite cheap, Tyler Adams. 32 to 48 million apparently. He's still at Leipzig. So, I mean, I see this as a win for us if we're able to do this. Offer a transfer fee. I'll see what they're open to. I'll offer them 39. Alright. Done deal. What's he on a week, actually? He's on £74,000 a week. I mean, I'm quite happy to give him that now. He wants an important squad role, which is good. Not quite crucial. 4 years, I'm happy for that too. I'm not sure why it's doing this whole weird graphicsy thing, by the way. Disregard that. And the release clause as well, as it happens. Oh, you want a release clause? No, you're not having one. Well, that's fine. That's a shock. £57,000 a week. Sure. How about £67,000 a week, and you don't get 700 grand up front? Vamos! Pleased with that. Very pleased with that. Tyler Roberts is in. We have... Sorry. Tyler Adams is in. Oh, that's the start of something else, isn't it? Tyler Adams is in. We have 2 Tylers in our starting lineup. Which means Doucouré will drop to the bench and Calvin Phillips will drop to the bench. Or Doucouré will drop out of the squad. Calvin Phillips will drop. As of now, obviously now don't have a transfer bid for Doucouré because we've had to reload the save and go back a week. But I think that's a good move for us. That significantly strengthens the squad, which is obviously what the main aim of this transfer window was. Improve the first team and, crucially, for squad depth, improve the squad overall. And I think that's the right thing to do. And Augustin has been sold to Mateus Cunha. Come to daddy. Let's see if we can get Mateus Cunha in then. He is about 40 million and about £91,000. About 91, exactly £91,000 a week. Mateus Cunha, will you accept something about what he's valued at? Leipzig. Just twigged that I'll be signing 2 players from Leipzig. Oh well, it is what it is. 3 players from Germany. If you obviously count Orlan as well. £43 million, 43.9. Okay. Right. What is he going to want a week? He's obviously going to be back up, so I'm not going to give him too much. He better not ask for crucial. I'll offer him rotation. If he wants important, he can have it. I would have liked him to have accepted rotation, but important is fine. Right. Well, length of contract isn't necessarily important. It's more, no release clause is fine. It's more, what do you want a week? Tell me what you want. Don't make me just try and guess. Thank you. He listened. And you can have £81,000 a week. And a £640,000 signing on fee. Ha! Yes. I like that. I like that a lot. Right, so. Augustin is gone. Sorry, Miller. And Cunha is in. I think that is great for us. I think that's really good for us. Obviously, Cooper is on the bench now, but Calvin Phillips will probably be the go-to for centre-back if I need it, or CDM if I need it. And then Doucouré I'm still going to need for the squad anyway, as it happens. And I don't think, even with a Doucouré sale, I'd really have enough to warrant being able to justify selling him and bring someone else in of Doucouré's quality. I'm going to need the numbers, and I know that Doucouré can do a job. I'm really pleased with that. I hope you guys are too. Invariably, there'll be some people that aren't, but it is what it is, as they say. Thank you for your suggestions. Tyler Adams signed. Mateus Cunha signed. Thanks for the comment section suggestions. We now have a very strong team. Villa, Manchester United and West Ham in tomorrow's episode. And then we should find out who we have in our Europa League group as well. I'm going to save it again just for OCD, just to make sure. Please don't break on me again, save. Thank you very much. Right, thanks very much for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow.